Hey guys, it's Running Kimono. So today's video is a little different. It is a dead mall video of the Alpena Mall in Alpena, Michigan. Well, last weekend my husband and I took a drive out here, and my husband has a real love for malls that were built in the late 70s, early 80s, and this mall fits the bill. Why it is a dead mall or in that genre is because it looks really dated, like right from the 80s. And even though there's quite a few stores inside of it, and it did seem kind of like busy for a Saturday when we went there, it wasn't exactly like, you know, a high vacancy rate or some of the other dead malls that you would see here on YouTube. But looking at this mall, it is like a throwback that you're walking right into the 80s. So this first shot is the two of us just driving around the mall in our car and just looking around. There are a couple chains, including this Show Depot. There's also a Jcpenney, a Sears. It's not bad. Like, there's quite a bit of traffic in there. But looking at some of these stores and how they have been doing, especially like Sears and Kmart's, I'm not sure how long these anchors will be still at this mall, you know, fast forwarding 5-10 years from now. So this mall is it's just under 250,000 square feet, which is really, really big. When you walk into it, it just seems itty bitty because there's only like a couple different hallways in it. It's not really big, but I think that when you go into the chain stores like Jcpenney, Sears, I didn't do it for this video, I just walked through the hallways of the mall. It does seem rather tiny, and I'll just show you here in a second. One of the staples of a dead mall is that GNC that we just saw in that frame, and nobody was in there. There's a ton of mom and pop stores as well. That just seems to be like the tenants in this mall. Lots of you know, there's a couple thrift stores in here. There's an optical center. This Jcpenney home, as you can see, part of the sign isn't even lit up. It's kind of dilapidated. Bunch of empty storefronts as well. But, you know, there was a little bit of traffic for a Saturday in this mall. Think about if you went back into a time machine of the 80s, how busy this place would be. That seemed to be the place to go to on the weekends, especially on a Saturday or Sunday, is the mall. But yeah, I just put my camera down and waited for like a couple of minutes, and like, yeah, this is the traffic, just a couple people here and there, but it was very, very empty. My husband's always really attracted to these sort of dead malls because he always likes just like, it's like you're an anonymous person or invisible, just hanging out there. Like, nobody sees you, nobody really engages you. It's just like the perfect place to go to disappear. And whenever we talk about Alpena, because we don't live in Alpena, he's always like, I want to go to that mall, just because it's like you're totally anonymous and nobody, I was walking around with a camera and doing all this stuff. Nobody even questioned me. And granted, I just have a tiny little Canon point and shoot, but still nobody even asked what I was doing. There was no mall security. It was just a very kind of like strange sort of like, it's like we were in a time machine back in the 80s. So as you can see, there is a nail salon there that was open. There was also a pet store. We didn't go into it. On the exterior, walking into Jcpenney, the sign is actually covered by those trees, so nobody's on the ground, you know, fixing them. They do have some flowers and stuff. They try to keep some appearance up. But walking back into the mall through the Jcpenney corridor, it's like you're walking right into the 1980s. Take a look at this, guys. Like, it just like the mall is like right in a time capsule, and there's this lonely little quad there. And looking at this wall, I mean, I guess that was how they constructed malls back in the day, just with this indented concrete. And right across from it, we have the wonderful arcade with 4 machines. All of these machines, I think, are right from the 80s or 90s when arcades were at their height. And there's 2 back here. Believe it or not, both of these machines are working too. I went and took a look and I was like, wow, it's actually working. This little guy needs a little bit of TLC. I think the game has been burnt on the screen, but it looks like it's still working. And then they had this coin one. You see these a lot at newer, like, pinball, like arcade, that sort of things, but I don't even know how this would work. But it is the Silver Falls. So walking back to the main corridor, going to the front of the mall, yeah, just nobody was around. And I was there probably like 1, 2 o'clock in the afternoon. This is one of the thrift stores, and they have a fill up for $20. Fill up this bag for $20. Doesn't that sound familiar? Sounds like my stockpile sale. And most of the stuff was very vintage. It looked like it came from a thrift store of some sort. But yeah, just kind of like older stuff. I was not interested. And this storefront was empty. I don't know if they had some sort of botany show and they just kept all of the flowers in there. But I don't know if that's the best way to keep plants, or they should have like brought them home or something like that. But they were all just in this empty storefront, and yeah, it kind of made me sad. I wanted to bring one of them home. They look so sad in there, all locked away. This I don't understand, when there's just freestanding furniture, and it looked quite dirty as well. I don't understand who'd even sit there. I would rather sit on the wooden benches, but yeah, just welcome. And now walking to the mall offices and the bathrooms. I didn't head down to the bathrooms, but I just wanted to poke around to see what was back here. And I got to tell you guys, when I first walked back here, I was like kind of surprised, because it looks almost very like an institution with the fluorescent lights hanging over, and just how very empty it was. And when I went back there, I saw nobody back there. It was just like I was totally by myself, and you wonder how safe is that too. So this is just really the perfect place to get lost. As you can see, this is a gallery space. Yes, I know it's that weird time of the year with the back to school and stuff, but I would think that with the amount of artists and people who are creative, this was such a wasted space. Like, even just to throw, you know, something in there that was creative, or like artwork from kids or something. But it has these weird glass cases where I guess the stuff stays on those pedestals, and the people's work is up there. And there was stuff at auction at one point. Here's an item, well, I don't even know what it was, but it was $50 for sale. But yeah, everything is behind glass, so nobody could actually touch the installations of art. As an artist, it just kind of made me really sad that I know so many people would die to have a gallery show, or to have their stuff at the local mall on display, painters, sculptors, photographers. And for this to be absolutely empty, I don't know if that was the art, just a whole bunch of nothing, but it's just kind of sad that this is a lot of space and there is absolutely nothing. And it was just kind of like almost haunting in a way, that you wondered, like, hey, what happened to the art? It's all missing. So yeah, it just very, very, very peculiar. And I mean, this looks kind of like you know, of your old high school, like the floors, they keep the sort of floors so they, you know, can keep everything really clean and there will never be any messes. It just seemed like a mix of like an institution from this era, or like a high school from this era, like the gym. And again, this is that concrete again, very, very cold to the touch, and very, very old. I don't know, it just, there have been no cosmetic updates to this mall, and that's why it is considered a dead mall, because of the dated look of this place. So I did poke around a little bit more, and then I got to these doors, and I wondered, like, was this a conference room? What was it? And to my surprise, it was closed. So I didn't even try to get in there. And then I just turned around. So walking back into the mall, we've pretty much seen everything. I did not go into the anchor stores again, because the contents in these stores I really didn't, you know, I wasn't interested in. But yeah, it just a very, very empty sort of a mall. I think that store ahead at 12 o'clock was once a Claire's, and now it's just some sort of knickknack store. We have a boat display I don't fully understand. And yeah, just a lot of like mom and pop alternative stores. There was a lamp store in there, some clothing stores, there was a video game store. I mean, not terribly, just of interest, so very unique to specific people's interests. So anyhow, guys, I know this is kind of a different video. I just love dead mall videos, and I thought that other viewers who like these sort of videos might want to see what's inside of the Alpena Mall in Alpena, Michigan. So that's it, guys. As always, thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.